and welcome to Amy Hart's Mums Club. In this podcast, I'll be sharing the highs and lows of parenting, and most weeks I'll be joined by a very special guest. But this week, I thought I would give you a bit of a Stanley update, a bit of a me update, and because the summer holidays are coming up, I thought we could talk about my top tips for travelling with little ones as well. So let's get into it. So Stanley, little Stanley boy, we've just been on a P&O Cruises holiday around the Mediterranean. Lots of you, if you follow me on Instagram, at Amy Hart, so if you don't, will have seen his really cute little "Hi guys" videos. He is a grown-up now. He is an absolute grown-up. So he's 2 1/4, 2 years, 3 months. He loves all sports. He's obsessed with football, basketball, tennis, golf, like mini golf. Yesterday, he said to me, "Mummy, I just want to go and play mini golf." And I was like, "Okay, darling, we can't because it's half term. There's going to be people actually playing. So I'm going to take him next week when it's not half term." Badminton, really random. So he's found a badminton racket at my mum and dad's and a shuttlecock, and he just keeps hitting it and hitting it. And of course, darts. Darts still is the love of his life. He plays darts for about an hour, 2 hours a day. His main tantrum that he has is when he can't play on Sam's dartboard. And he will literally like roll on the floor and cry going, "Daddy's darts, Daddy's darts." But apart from that, I think we're pretty unscathed with tantrums. Getting out the pool on holiday as well. I'm not getting out the pool. I'm not getting out the pool. He runs everywhere and he's just super, super cute at the moment. He's talking so much. Like, he does not stop talking. And it's really weird stuff that comes out. Everything is, of course, mummy, of course, daddy. Everything is, that sounds cool. So I'll wake him up in the morning and I'll be like, "Hi, darling. We're going to go to baby group today." And he goes, "That sounds cool." Or he'll go, like, if I say, "Okay, we're going to go to baby group," and he goes, "Baby group? No way. That's so cool." And it's just so cute. But again, I'm like, you're meant to be like a little toddler. Like, why are you talking like a child? On holiday, he actually made friends with 2 little kids who are amazing, 9 and 4, and they really looked after him. But obviously, because they were calling their parents mum and dad, suddenly my 2-year-old is going, "Mum, mum." I'm like, "It's mummy, darling." He's like, "Dad, stop it, Dad, get off me, Dad." Like when he's trying to wipe his face. But yeah, he's talking so much and he's like putting like real sentences together. Last night we had a family friend around and I walked in and he went, "Mummy, that is called Nikki." I was like, "She is called Nikki, darling." He's like, "No, that is called Nikki." Oh, okay. But his skin, I know I've talked a lot about his skin on my Instagram before as well. He's got atopic skin. So like literally any rash that's going around goes straight into him. And then the yeast in the air gets in and it just, yeah, not cool. But we found an amazing dermatologist called Dr. Hextall, which lots of you recommended to me. And she is absolutely amazing. We're working with her for like a year now and his skin is perfect. We've just been on holiday and that's usually like our terrible, terrible time where like all in his creases and stuff, but where he's now so skinny from all of his running, he doesn't really have creases anymore. But yeah, so his skin is absolutely amazing. And yeah, we're just loving like this journey that is such a magical age. We've just been to Disney and that was amazing as well. We're back in March for his 2nd birthday, we went to Disney. Feels like we've just been, but it was 3 months ago. And he just like literally was like, "Mummy, look, it's Woody." And I show him like parades that he's watched and he knows who's coming next and stuff. And we really want to take him back again this year. Probably not to Florida, probably to Paris, just for a couple of nights. We try and do like a little Christmas trip every year. So we did Centre Parks when he was a little baby, which was lovely. Then last year we did the Christmas Markets cruise with P&O Cruises. And then this year we're thinking about Disneyland Paris. We've never done Disney when it's Christmas. So I'm thinking that could be really cute. And we think there's only a certain amount of time that he's going to be like, "Oh, wow," at everything. So we just want to sort of soak all of that up. And I think that leads me on to a little Sam update. So Sam had never been to Disney before he met me. Went to Disneyland Paris and he wasn't very well when we were there. So he stayed in the room for most of the time. And I took Stanley out on my own. So again, he was like, "Yeah, I mean, it was fun, but I didn't really get the fuss." 2 weeks in Orlando and he is converted. Every Monday now, he's like, "Oh, I just want to go back to Disney. I don't want to go to work. I want to go back to Disney." So he is fully converted. So probably Disneyland Paris this December. We've also got a family trip to New York as well, which I'm so excited about. I've been running along hormonal, crying at Welcome to New York by Taylor Swift because I just think I've been wanting to take Stanley since he's been born and now we're going to take him. And I'm like, "It's been waiting for you, Stanley. What a loser. Me, not Stanley, obviously. But yeah, I think that's my Stanley update. My update on myself, I am trying to do lots of things that sort of fill up my cup, and lots of self-care things, and trying to sort of get my life in order, in the hope that, you know, I'm getting very back into my manifesting. Basically, by the end of this year, I want to be sort of on my way to having a successful pregnancy. I have on my vision board a picture of, you know, people have like scan pictures by the Christmas tree. That's like on my vision board, like for this year. I would like to move house this year, but I don't think that's going to happen now, like looking at where we are, what we've got coming up. So I'm now just focusing on manifesting a baby, and I am trying to get myself into the best possible physical shape. And it's so funny, when I did Love Island back in January and I went out to South Africa, I was so excited. I was doing this amazing live broadcast from the villa with the finalists and the ex-Islanders, and I was so excited, like my first sort of like 1 hour live broadcast that I didn't realise it would be watched by nearly 1 million people, but it was. And they put a picture of me the day before, and all the comments are really nice, apart from this one woman who put like, she has ballooned. Is she ill? And I'd like to say, I'm not ill. It's just been 6 years since I was on Love Island. 6 whole years. I was 26 then, and I'm 32 now. And I think I am enjoying life a lot more. Before I went into Love Island, I was boring. I didn't go out. Like, from when I knew I was going in, from when I knew I was down to sort of the final stages, I was like, okay, I need to sort myself out. Reader or listener, I did not need to sort myself out. I would give anything to be my starting pictures now. So I need to sort myself out. So I started going to the gym. I was working out 7 days a week. I was running on the treadmill, then doing weights. I had a personal trainer who was vegan. So I went on a vegan diet plan that was so structured. It was like a 2-week plan of, the first week was porridge for breakfast. I can still remember it because it was that easy. Porridge for breakfast. It was Linda McCartney pulled chicken with paprika and cumin, with cashew nuts, broccoli, and vermicelli rice noodles, like the instant ones with a bit of soy sauce on the top. And then for dinner, it was veggie chili, or vegan chili, with my snacks, where I never even ate the snacks because I was so full from everything else, was rice cakes and dark chocolate. And then week 2 was avocado on toast, veggie sausages and quinoa for lunch, and then a vegan pasta dish, like a bean pasta in the evening. And that was my life for like 12 weeks. I didn't go out because I thought, if I go out, I might have a drink and then I might tell people I'm going on Love Island, because they tell you before you go on, if your name gets out, you are not going in. So I was so nervous. I think the anxiety probably burnt calories as well. And I literally didn't go out because I thought I might tell people. And then I was thinking, you know, I could go to this, or I could stay at home meal prep. What's going to be more useful to my Love Island journey? So anyway, I got down to 57 kilos. I look back now and I was so skinny, but I was still called the fat one on Love Island. So, you know, and I probably, when I look back now, I think I look amazing. At the time, I was still really conscious of my body in the villa as well. So actually, I'm like, it doesn't matter what weight you are if you're going to feel terrible at every weight. So I'm now on a more well-rounded, much like my stomach, a more well-rounded approach. And I am thinking more about what I enjoy doing. Like, do I enjoy punishing myself in the gym every day? No, I don't. Do I enjoy running on a treadmill? No, I don't. I hate it. I tried to do it on the cruise and I hated it. And I was, after 5 minutes, so I stopped. So I was like, why have you stopped? I was like, because I'm not enjoying it. And if I'm not enjoying it, why am I doing it? I've got really into reformer Pilates, like everyone else I know. And I know it's a bandwagon that everyone's jumping on, but I actually really, really enjoy it. And I've been having one-to-one sessions, but I feel like I might be ready for a group session now, but I am still a little bit scared. And I say to them, like, okay, I need to do like a test, basically like a driving test, but for reformer Pilates before I go into a group session. So I'm going to say like, right, do it like it's a group session and tell me to put the springs on and stuff and see if I can do it. I'm sure I can. But my running as well. I joined a running club in January. And I absolutely love that. I love getting outside. Like this morning, before I came here, so today, like my usual routine would have been set my alarm for like the latest possible time that I needed to get up to get ready to come to London to record the podcast. And then I'd snooze the alarm, and then I'd snooze the alarm, and then I'd be rushing around, getting ready and stuff. This morning, I set it for earlier, and I actually went out for a run before work and then prepped my lunch to bring with me. I think I might be a wellness guru now. I actually said to Sam this morning, so I got back from my run, needed to get in the shower, and Sam was about to get in the shower. I said, it's fine, I'll go and prep my lunch. What does it feel like to be married to a wellness guru? And he laughed and got in the shower, so I don't know what that means. But with my eating, I am very much like life is so short, and if my friends are going out for dinner, so am I. And, you know, like I said, I've just been on a cruise, and the food on the cruise is amazing, like so good. But I'm not a breakfast person, so I'm doing intermittent fasting at the moment, 16/8 as like a rule, but I'm not overly strict with it. If I'm in a restaurant and my food comes, I eat between midday and 8 p.m. If my food comes at 8:45, I'm not going to say, no, take it back, I'm no longer in my eating window, like Uncle Bryn. But I will say, I'll eat this, and then I'll just push my fast on longer tomorrow, and then I'll have a shorter eating span tomorrow, so that then I get back on track. It's very easy breezy, and while I'm in that eating window, I tend to eat what I want. If I want to have some chocolate, I have some chocolate. I'm prioritising protein, prioritising fibre, good fats, whole foods. I am now, you know, like I say, I'm trying to get my body ready to like get pregnant. That's my goal for this year. And I'm reading a book at the moment called Fertility 360, and it's by Liberty Mills. She is a fertility expert that I've worked with before, and the book is amazing. And in it talks about toxins, and it says, you know, we all know someone that's very into hard drugs and drinks every night who gets pregnant and has a healthy baby. And if it was that easy, you wouldn't be reading this book. So luckily for me, I haven't got to give up any hard drugs. And luckily for me, I don't drink very often. But everything now I'm thinking, when I, you know, got a pot of butter, I look at the ingredients and I look at like chemicals in it, and I think, no, so we're on just a block of natural butter in a butter dish out of the fridge. I don't have anything low fat because that's got chemicals in it. I'm on the cottage cheese, but the full fat cottage cheese. I'm on the full fat yogurt. Basically, I look at the ingredients, and if I don't recognise, if I couldn't point out to you what that ingredient was, I won't have it. I've even bought like a clean ketchup. Like I saw it the other day in the shop, and I was like, looked at the ingredients, nothing bad in it. So I was like, right, we're getting rid of our dodgy ketchup. That's what we're having. So on the cruise, it is all whole foods because obviously everything's cooked from scratch. And I did treat myself. My mum said to me before I went, I know you're trying to go like low/no tox, but she's like, you've been through a lot, have a few glasses of wine. So I'd have it. They sell Asti. They sell Asti on the ship. I love Asti, and you never get it in restaurants. They have it in the main dining room. So every night with my dinner, I had a glass of Asti, and I might have had a Bellini as well. But apart from that, I sort of tried to just stay as best as I could, but eating what I wanted, having a dessert, having a starter, having a cheese when I wanted it, and I lost a kilo. On an all-you-can-eat cruise for 2 weeks, I lost a kilo. Small wins. Or big wins. Or big wins, really, you know. I think one thing I also want to say, and I hope this might empower some people, is with my running, I'm not a fast runner. I enjoy running. I'm not about running as fast as I can. And mainly men that I've worked with have said to me, what's your pace? What's your pace? And I'm like 7:40, 7:20 maybe. Oh, why do you even bother going? You're literally walking. I'm like, well, no, I'm not walking because I run past people who are walking, so I'm not walking. But at the end of the day, you're only in a race with yourself. And this morning I put on my Instagram, you know, I've got up at 7:30. Am I a morning person now? And someone was like, you need to be getting up at 5:30. And I was like, no, I don't. Unless I'm going on holiday, I'm not getting up before 7, or I have to go to work, I'm not getting up before 7. And I think you're only in a race with yourself at the end of the day. And as long as you're doing a little bit better every day than you did yesterday, not better than someone else has done, that's all you need to be doing. And if I can, like this morning, I ran 4K in 31 minutes. And I know people run a sub 35K. That's lovely for you. I am so proud of you and you're amazing. But 3 months ago, I couldn't run for 3 minutes, really. Like at the end of the 3 minutes, I'd be like, oh, now it's time for a walk. Lovely. And now I can run 4K without stopping in half an hour. Like, I'm winning at my own race. So I would say that to anyone. Like, if people tell you you're too slow at running, if people tell you you're not losing enough weight, if people tell you you're, not good enough at whatever, like, as long as you're better than you were, but like yesterday, a week ago, 6 months ago, you're winning. You are winning. So I'm trying to get into a bit of a nighttime routine at the moment. I'm really bad with my sleep hygiene. Not that I'm dirty, but I will stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning watching telly, like, because I love it and I can do. I think from being crew, I can stay up all night and still function. But I know that's really bad for me. And also in Liberty's book, she says sleep is the biggest thing. Like, your body needs to rest to operate properly. So I'm now trying to, I do my nighttime skincare routine. Products I'm loving at the moment is the Clarins double serum. I've just run out, so I've got a couple of other serums to use up, but I cannot wait to go and buy that again. So the Clarins double serum comes in like a brown bottle, and the Tatcha Dewy Moisturiser as well is amazing. And then I've got another bandwagon. The thing is, they're bandwagons, but then also it's like, people recommending products that are good. The red light mask. I love the red light mask. I feel like Donna Preston in Celebrity Big Brother. Donna's delivery service. Anyone else got that in their head 24/7? Because I have. I really have. So I've got my red light mask on. I try and read for a bit, the book that I'm reading, and also I've got a Colleen Hoover book that I'm reading at the moment as well. Try and not be on my phone as much. If I'm going to be on my iPad, I make sure that I'm vision boarding, I'm writing lists of goals, I'm looking at where I'm at with my goals and stuff. So yeah, I'm just trying to be a better version of myself. And I think if I'm concentrating on all of that, hopefully everything else that I want will just fall into place. Got a very exciting summer coming up. I can't talk about it yet, but Love Island's coming back, obviously. Very excited for that. And they say there's going to be more twists than ever, which I am here for. I was a massive Love Island fan before I went into the villa, and I still am now. I think there's just a real magic to it, and I just love it so much. And that first night when they do the musical montage, like ours was to Are You Ready for Love? And then one was to Everything by Switch Disco, which I had at my wedding because I love that song so much. I get goosebumps, I cry because I'm like, these people, their lives are about to change. It's just so magical. And when that opening credits starts, like literally I get butterflies. I just love it so much. So that's coming back. It's nearly Love Island season, guys. It's the best time of the year. But I have been on some holidays recently. As I said, we've been to Disney, which if anyone tells you 2 years old is too young to take someone to Orlando, it's a lie. It was the most magical holiday. I'm not an emotional person, but I did cry quite a lot just at Stanley, reacting to things. And things like, on our last day, we didn't have any lightning lanes booked and the queues were all...
5 minutes or 4 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Basically, it's 12:10 now, and you need to be a cast for about 12:30 for about 20 minutes to get there.
Okay. Okay, I'll run through them really quickly then. Yeah. So we've been on some holidays recently. Disney, it was amazing. Anyone that tells you that 2 years old is too young to go to Disney is a liar. It is amazing. I literally was so emotional the whole time just because things like Stanley, we went to meet Stitch and Sam was like, does he even know who Stitch is? In the end, Stitch had to walk him out of the meet and greet because he wouldn't leave Stitch alone. It was amazing. And we've just been on our P&O Cruises holiday as well, which again, I've always loved a cruise since we started working with P&O. Since we started cruising, I've always loved a cruise, but this one was just even more magical, seeing Stanley make friends, seeing him go to kids club. They had a little city on board, which was amazing. Seeing him react to the shows. He loved the comedy juggler and now wants to be a juggler. I didn't talk about that in the Stanley update. He's obsessed with juggling. So yeah, we have anything round, he will juggle it and go, whoa, and throw it. But we love a holiday. We've been on lots of holidays since Stanley's been born. So these are my top tips for travelling with a toddler. When you're flying, anything goes. I know we all have rules at home. Every household has its own rules, but you have chosen to put your child in that environment. So I think it's only fair to let them do within reason. Obviously, if they want to run around screaming, probably don't do that. But if they want a snack, I'd say give them a snack. If they want to watch their iPad, let them watch their iPad. I have always said iPads on planes, trains and cars. Sam was a bit like, no, but now he understands that if Stanley's not watching the iPad, he'll be watching the seatback telly anyway, so he might as well watch the episodes of Peppa that he enjoys. Other thing, Stanley's very much in his Peppa Pig phase and his Wiggles phase at the moment. I should take that bit out. We don't need to articulate that another time. When he was a baby, it was like, if you want a bottle, you can have a bottle. Even if you had one 2 hours ago, you can have another one. And what I do now is what my mum used to do was surprise bags, which is a bag full of new toys. They don't have to be expensive toys, just like little fidget things or like little cars or maybe some like nice snacks, like special snacks and stuff in a bag. And every half an hour, you're like, what have we got in the bag now? And I remember I can visualise now as I'm talking about this in our old house, the Nickelodeon bags that we used to have in my mum's room. We didn't dare look in them because we didn't want to spoil the surprise bags. But like how magical it was, like on the plane, getting to finally open them after seeing them in the house for so long and find out what was in them. So we love that. And then finally, my packing tips for holiday is the shoe storage. There is a reel on my Instagram. When this podcast comes out, I will share it to my stories. If you're listening on day one, lucky you can go and view it now. I use a overdoor shoe storage to do all of Stanley's outfits, roll it up in the case. The perfect thing. Unpacking takes approximately 7 seconds. It's perfect. And lists. I write lists all the time, and then I go back and consult on my iPhone notes. I write down lists all the time, and then I'll go back and consult, like, okay, so when we went to Spain earlier on in the year, what did we take there? Have I missed anything? And it's perfect. And that is it for today's podcast. I hope you're not sick of my voice. I feel like I'm sick of my own voice, but we're back next week with another very special guest, and we will see you then. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to check out at Amy Hart's Mums Club on all of the socials, and at Amy Hart XO on Instagram for me, and at Amy Hart on TikTok for me. I'll see you soon. Mwah!